Want to get you in on the sunrise. So these sunrises are amazing. Man, I've been having dreams, crazy dreams. Just woke up here. I can't stop dreaming about coffee. Every day now, all I have dreams about. Just nightmares about coffee. So I want to get you guys in on this sunrise here. And I'm gonna tell you my dream after I get this sunrise and everything else set up. I'll only be here for about an hour this morning. I'm gonna come back later around 9. So please bookmark my next show. Um, but I'll try to do as much as I can this morning. Thank you guys for joining me. My name is Ed. I'm coming at you live from Hawaii, and what we're looking at behind me is sunrise over Mauna Loa. That volcano erupted. Good morning, guys. That volcano erupted just a few days ago. Hey, JD. Please bookmark my next show. I just wanted to get you guys in on the sunrise over Mauna Loa. And that's where all the coffee is grown. And that's why this coffee is so good. It's because we got this active volcano here. And this volcano is just constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients, adding, uh, just adding all of these nutrients into the soil, which makes the beans here grow so large. And that volcano actually erupted, um, actually did erupt last year or 3 years ago. Usually it erupts way more south, but every volcano here is active, so any of these volcanoes could go off, which is kind of cool too. I'm just gonna run a few things today. I don't know if we'll see. We'll see how we do today. Things have been a little bit slower, and all I think about is coffee now. It's so funny. Never had anything like that. So last night I had a dream that 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 there was some sort of nuclear event, and just everything was dead. And I was in New York City, but then this one guy wanted coffee, and so I had to roast this coffee, and I just was running around making white coffee, even though everyone was dead. And I was just, it's like, how am I gonna get paid for this? How am I gonna get paid for this? That's all I could think about. So I was just scooping the coffee, and it was the white coffee. I was wondering, is the white coffee light enough? And how am I gonna get paid for this? All the banks are down. How am I gonna deliver this through the radiation? How am I gonna get paid? Who's gonna? The banks are down. What am I gonna do, JD? The banks are down. How am I gonna get paid for this? And then I dropped off the coffee. I wasn't sure if I gave him 20 pounds or 40 pounds. And then my mom was there, and she was like, I need 40 pounds of coffee. I was like, oh, how am I gonna get this roasted? There's been a nuclear war, and I need to get this coffee to my customers. It's stressful. That's right. With great destruction comes great opportunity, JD. You gotta be ready. All else fails. We keep JD, and we're gonna. All right, guys. I haven't had my coffee yet today, but I wanted to show you this sunrise behind me there. That's the morning sunrise over Mauna Loa. Just wanted to show that to you guys. And if you guys are looking for some white coffee, I got some. I got some of these larger bags for 32. This batch of white coffee was a little bit sweeter, a little bit less beany. A little bit of variation in the white coffee because it's such a low temperature. So, yeah, white coffee. Ooh, they're extra fancy. So these are the biggest beans that we have. The top, I found it's top 5%. So these are top 5% size of beans that we have, and The white coffee is loaded with something called trigonylate. And if you go on my YouTube, I'm starting to make videos about it. I don't want to talk about it here because I want to be regulated as a supplement. But you can go on my YouTube. I think I have that in my show notes. Rooster Farms coffee, and I got some. So if you go on my YouTube here, use Rooster Farms coffee and copy and paste that link. You can go check out some educational videos, health stuff that I don't want to talk about here. Thanks, JD. I'm trying to put out more, so I'm putting out like one video on every specific thing. But the white coffee has methylamine in it, so it gives you a huge buzz. And thanks, Jordan, for being ready. I got the high grade Katura, and I also have this Katura Hawaiian Katura right now. But this is let me run the high grade Katura next. The last of my yellow Katura here. This is like the last 3 pounds that I have. So same thing. I'll do this for 35. These are like my last 3 pounds of yellow Katura. I only have this in medium. I also have 50 pounds of Hawaiian yellow Katura, which will be 12 ounces. Smaller beans, not quite as rich as these. But let's make sure you guys get that sunrise, though. That's the whole point of this. And behind me is the Hawaiian sunrise over Mauna Loa, which is one of the volcanoes. That volcano actually went off about 3 years ago, and there was actually lava. You could see the lava running down. It was smoking. It wasn't a huge eruption, but it was definitely significant. The yellow couture is the rarest of all our beans. There's only 500 pounds of this in all of Kona, so it is legitimately the rarest coffee anywhere. And there's only like 3 pounds of this left, so legitimately this is like the rarest coffee in the world right now. And the yellow couture is a sub variety of the coffee bean, which where the fruit doesn't turn red, it turns yellow. So it's pretty unique. I'm going to run a few more bags of the extra fancy white. And again, the white coffee is the stuff that gives you just a huge buzz because of this other compound in it. It's called trigonal methylated niacin. It's another alkaloid. And alkaloids are things like cocaine. Uh, and I heard they're selling synthetic cocaine at the vape shops now, which you want to stay away from that stuff. That synthetic stuff is dangerous. Not that you guys are junkies like I used to be. Bath salts. You guys remember bath salts? I ordered some bath salts direct from China. And I got my friend, my buddy, Evan, who was like this big white guy from Arizona, like a Viking. And we smoked that stuff. And he went to the hospital. And after that, his wife wouldn't let me hang out with me anymore. That was a bad influence. Oh, here we go. So this white coffee isn't like that. It's actually healthy. It actually feeds you on the cellular level. Hey, Mama Apple. Been a while. How you guys doing out there? So the white coffee though feeds your cells, and I just want to show you the sunrise behind me. When it comes up, it's freaking amazing. So really worth the view. So I do have some yellow Katura in the Hawaiian grade as well. So Rumpy, you're back. Rumpy had gotten suspended. Something that happens to me a lot as well. Yesterday I'd posted a Bible verse in English, right? And someone yelled at me. So I just want to say if you've been reading, the Greek Bible that I've been posting in English, it's not my fault that it says that. All I'm doing is reading it. It's not my fault. You can't blame me. All I'm doing is reading. Too many times you get blamed just for reading. In some countries, you read something and then you go to jail. Like, Why do they even teach us to read? Why do they tell us to have free speech? Why? They teach us these things, and then when you do it, you go to jail. Just tell us we're slaves. Just say that. And then I know my place. I'm Chinese. I could follow rules. I would never have spoken up. When I see something wrong, I'll be quiet. You know, just don't give me these expectations like I'm supposed to speak up when I see something wrong. I don't care. None of my business. All right, let's see if let's see if I got this. Yesterday, I had the yellow Katura, but in and this is here. I could also run the regular Hawaiian light for like 25. So you're saving $3 if you're getting the regular one. But like this one's so much better. So I would pick this one up if you had the chance. So if you guys are just joining me, I'm coming to you live from Hawaii on the Big Island. Behind me is Mauna Loa, where we have this active volcano. That volcano is constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients. And as a result of that, our beans here actually grow larger than beans from anywhere else in the world. And larger bean means a better cup of coffee. Which part of California are you from, Mama Apple? Southern by your sunglasses. I'm gonna guess Southern California. Far north. I was wrong. See, stereotypes never work. I was completely wrong. 100% wrong. So you're up close to the Oregon border. There's actually California has really varied and good coffee. So if they got a lot of roasters there, so you should definitely go to your local roaster. Although most roasters they have trouble carrying Kona coffee because the green beans are already so expensive that they have to charge $90 a pound for the estate grade just for them to be able to make money. So they tend to shy away, except getting the fanciest of the coffees so they can justify. But freshly roasted coffee is really good. So right now, our freshest coffee is the yellow Katura and the Hawaiian, actually. The next freshest ones are the pea berry, and the least fresh ones going into about 9 days now is our Kona Estate. So I have this one on sale. I have a little bit of this one left. This is our higher grade estate coffee. 9 days is not that long. Most of the coffee you guys are buying in your store was roasted uh, 11 to 17 months ago, right? So 9 days, not a big deal. But for me, OG coming. The OG's coming, Sandon. OG's coming. But it's going to be a pound. I got to sell a full pound of those. So it'll be like $19 for a pound. And that'll be the best deal. I actually think that you OG may be a big, especially in the dark roast, maybe a hit because it's going to be probably better quality than some of the coffee you guys are buying in the stores. Better flavor, still less of a stomach ache, but it's not going to come with that same guarantee where you're not going to get any stomach ache, right? So all of our coffee except the OG is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion, or I will give you your money back. And the reason why all of our coffee, not just, any particular grade, the reason why our coffee doesn't give you any acid reflux or indigestion is because of how the coffee is picked. We do have this active volcano behind me, which is amazing for the soil and bean size and, the color and all that stuff and the density of the bean. But here's another 8-ounce medium. And you should have seen. I used to do the same thing with the Quran, and I was getting Muslims yelling at me. Although the guys loved it, like the Muslims in the Arab Gulf states, they loved it. The Prince of Dubai even liked one of my posts. But then I'd get people yelling at me, and I was like, I'm gonna get killed. So I stopped doing that. But with Christians, I'm pretty sure you guys aren't gonna kill me. I feel like I can show you more stuff. But I stopped messing. with the Muslims. Like, is they're gonna kill me. Some of them loved it though, but hopefully you guys don't kill me, because I'm one of you. So I can. Whereas with the Muslims, I'm not one of them. It gets dicey. What are we doing? I'm already off topic. What are we doing today? All right. So what do we talked about? I gave you a chance to get our Prime. Let's do some more giveaways. That's the sunrise, Mauna Loa in the sunrise, guys. So I want to show you the sunrise. The sun's about to come over the top there, and that's the whole thing's going to turn orange. So I want to show you that. It is. It gets better, but then the light kind of drowns it out, so you're not going to really be able to see the whole thing. But I want to show you that it is a really dramatic view in the mornings there. So, all right, how about this? I'm going to do one of these 8-ounce Kona Estates, which is the first grade of coffee that we can call Kona coffee. It's a bean that has less than 1% defects. So there's almost no cracked beans, almost no chips. Just like they're all perfect. And so it's a denser bean than our Hawaiian coffee. Kona coffee has these really high standards. And again, this coffee will not give you any acid reflux or indigestion, because one of those standards is that we pick our coffee by hand. And we're only picking the coffee that's soft and ready to fall off the trees. We're only picking the coffee that's deep red, purple brown. 8-ounce bag of the Kona Estate here, about to go for $1, guys. Even $2. You guys are killing me. And so all of our coffee is picked by hand. We're only picking the overripe beans, and just like letting a banana turn brown or an apple turn brown, the amount of sugar in that coffee is just exponentially greater. When you let the enzymes in the coffee act on the starches and the sugars and the bitterness, it gets converted into just more aroma. And that's why this coffee is so rich, so smooth. It's because of how ripe it is. Any coffee from anywhere in the world can be this smooth. Coffee from Kona can be bitter and sour. It just goes down to how you pick it. So there are 650 different farms out here. Some farms, the coffee is bitter and sour, because a lot of farms, they just don't have the labor. They don't have the tradition of picking the overripe beans. They don't have that experience. It's coming. It's coming. Let's do one more of these. So without that experience, you're going to pick the coffee red, orange, white, Fuji apple colored. Whereas, if you have enough people yelling at you, you're going to do it the right way. And every week that you leave the coffee on the tree, just like a fruit, the coffee just gains more and more sugar. It's like letting a banana turn brown or an apple turn brown. We are not worried about the texture of the coffee. So the aroma, the sugars, the bitterness is gone. The sourness is completely gone. And so you're going to notice this coffee is truly low acid, truly will not give you any acid reflux or indigestion. You could drink many, many cups of this, and you're not going to get the shits. Your stomach's not going to hurt. People email me and they're like, I'm up to my 8th cup of coffee. It's only 2 p.m. I'm like, you got to slow down. Eventually, it's going to come back to you. $9. All right. That was like a free sample, but first purchase, congratulations. You're going to be hooked, I hope. So let me know how you like that coffee. Let's do some samples. So here's a sample of our dark Hawaiian. If you guys have never had our coffee before, Kona coffee in general, you should start with the dark Hawaiian, because the dark Hawaiian is starting to fade out. You can't really see it. Oh, there's the orange. Here it is. Nice. The dark Hawaiian tastes like a toasted caramel. You get a good angle. You can't. Tastes like a toasted caramel. It's with some dark chocolate notes to it. Very clear notes. For a lot of coffee, you can't even taste the notes. And that's because a lot of coffee is just too sour and bitter, it just overpowers all the notes of the coffee. But the first thing you notice about this coffee, there's just no sourness and no bitterness. So the notes come out very, very strong. You have this dark chocolate caramel. It really does taste like caramel. So we don't flavor our coffees. It's gone. It disappeared, right? You can't. There. There. It's the angle. You guys see that? That's a good angle right there. You had the Katura. The Katura is good stuff, and I only have like a pound of that left in the estate, and then I have a bunch in the Hawaiian. So if you guys want to grab that Hawaiian Katura, let me know. I have a limited amount of that in the Hawaiian grade, a little bit cheaper than our regular Katura. That was my dark Hawaiian. I should put those Katuras in samples. Maybe I'll get that done. We also have a medium peaberry, which is the rarest and most expensive of all our coffees. The peaberry is also the smoothest, almost has a buttery feel to it. And that's my sunrise over the volcano. I wanted to show you guys that today. And the medium pea berry is happens at the tips of the trees. The pea berry is a mutation in the bean where instead of having two beans in a pod, there's only one. Two beans in the fruit. There's only one bean that looks sort of like when a peanut takes over the entire peanut. And so the bean is denser. It's almost like a pebble, and it roasts differently. It's got a different flavor profile, so that's there. Let me know if you want it. Give you a chance to get 3 pounds of the estate for 120. This is the estate coffee, and the sunrise is coming over. This show ends as soon as my wife wakes up. So, you guys, we don't know when it's gonna end. So if you're here for free shipping, you may not want to order too much stuff. Bookmark my next show. You guys are laughing at me. Someone said I'm funny, and I'm sitting here. All I'm doing is telling you guys about my life. And you think I'm funny? I'm just telling you my pain, and you think I'm funny. Yep, I gotta start cleaning, put the bed away, do the dishes, take out the trash. But right now, she's sleeping, so it's too noisy to do that. And then I take over the baby. She's not a baby anymore, she's 3. But taking on a baby is my favorite thing to do. Like, I just want to hang out with my daughter all day. It's the only thing that brings me joy. That and coming on here and having you guys laugh at me. Those two things are the only things that bring me joy. And reading the Bible, reading the Bible code. Those 3 things. And getting people to yell at me about it. Those are the only 3 things that bring me joy in life now. So it's hard to get old. She's the boss. Gotta say it fast. Yep. You got me to speed up. I got the adrenaline came. I don't need to drink coffee. All I need to do is think about my wife, and then my stomach starts hurting. I get some indigestion. Uh, oh, thank God. What did I do? 8 ounce? I thought this was a 5 pounder. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing right now. That better not be a 3 pounder. Thank God. She does. She's wonderful. She's a wonderful mother. She used to be amazing when she was my ex-girlfriend. She took care of everything. When she was my girlfriend, now my wife, ex-girlfriend. When she was my girlfriend, I was the man. All right. I was the envy of all of my friends. She took care of everything. I didn't have to do anything. She was amazing. But then she became my ex-girlfriend, and things got tough. Things got tough. She woke up. She said, I used to be in the cult of Ed. It was never love. It was never love, she says. Anyway, he said, now I'm waking up. I can't stop thinking about you. And it's a mess everywhere. Everywhere you go, it's a tornado. And it used to be cute. But now I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to think about this. All right, here's a bag of our dark Katura. in the Hawaiian grid. So this isn't regular Hawaiian. This is a Katora Hawaiian. So take this chance. If you were gonna get the Hawaiian, I'd get this. This is the one you want to get. Yeah, we were on a 23-year honeymoon. You know, literally her mom took care of everything for 23 years, and then all of a sudden, as soon as we had our child, all of a sudden, no more money. And as you know, that was a big point of contention. Was I told her because it was super planned. She was on like a million meds, so she was disabled, like legitimately disabled, and her. That's how I justified. I was like, well, you know, my her mom takes care of her, and so I can take care of her and not, you know, become a lawyer or a banker and work 16 hours a week because her mom's paying for stuff so that I can take care of her. But then and then we're like, so I was like, if we're gonna have a baby, and we were together for 21 years before we had a child. I was like, if we're gonna have a baby, your mom has to save enough money that at least, you know, basic expenses for the kid. And this is how rich people think, right? Basic expenses for the kid have to be taken care of. She's like, yeah, yeah, I'll talk to her. And then as soon as we had the kid, no more money. And then like literally we're running a farm, we've got employees, no more money. And we were like running B&Bs for their family, just doing all this stuff for them. And I thought the unspoken agreement was when we have a baby, it was supposed to be when we have a baby, you're supposed to just contribute at least as much as you were giving. But no, the second we had a baby, boom, no more money. And you still have all these expenses. So we literally had to go on food stamps, which was pretty embarrassing. But my ass kicked into gear. Now I work all the time. But then she's pissed. And I'm like, pissed. I'm like, you're supposed to talk to your mom because I know you can't make any money. And I'm here taking care of you 24/7 because your meds made you like more disabled. Now everything hurts. You've been on meds for 23 years. So these psychiatrists, they need to get their butts kicked because they said for me complaining, they said I'm a narcissist. I'm like, anyway, Dr. Wager in New York City. I am supposed to, but and so I'm happy to do that now. And so I've cut their family out because like their family was in total control of everything that we did from, you know, what do we do for work? I was running Airbnbs and cleaning houses and I was getting paid for it, right? So I was working, but I was working for their family. And then as soon as we had a baby, no more work. They sold the houses. Yeah, they didn't like to hear me complain. And so now I sell coffee, which is even better. Now I'm independent. I was their free labor, but it was my fault. The rich side was Korean. The other side was Irish, but they didn't ever mess with us because didn't have the money to do that. So anyway, and then I talked to her about it later, and she's like in therapy, and she's like, "Well, Ed, you know, rich people aren't supposed to just take care of their families." And I was like, "Oh, duh, silly me." Anyway, just us. We actually kicked out all the people because there's that sunrise coming. We don't live with people at our farm anymore. It's too risky. I had like 10 people living there. They're all hippies. A lot of homeless people for a while. It was like a homeless colony. And one of them put drugs into our water, which caused a lot of problems. So, all right, this is, oh God, you got an 8 ounce. Oh, that's not bad. This is our yellow Katura, a little bit cheaper. Last of our yellow Katuras in the medium. And this is our Kona Katura. So, anyway, my point is, I have it all wrong. It was me. Because I had it all wrong. And I did. The second I stopped blaming them, the second I stopped saying, "Oh, you should have did this, this, and this," now I'm good. So but it was a hard transition for me. But we were just talking about how my wife, my ex-girlfriend was awesome, but it's been tough. That is a with the wife. That is a volcano back there. Um, and I'm just showing you guys the sunrise. So we did the last my yellow Catura. I have a dark estate, which is and again, all this coffee is picked by hand, whereas most of the girls' coffee is picked with the machine. It's 5:50 a.m. Whereas most of the world's coffee is picked with the machine. And when you pick coffee with with the machine, something like 20% of the beans are gonna be unripe, and unripe coffee tastes like any other unripe fruit. The white coffee is a roast level. Yeah, we're 6 hours behind the East Coast. The white coffee is a roast level. Dude, you do really well as a tomato farmer, Angeles. If you can farm anything here and you can do it yourself, I have some white coffee up. You can make money out here. Anyone is a food desert, and so literally everything is imported. If you grow eggplants, if you can do tomatoes, lettuce, people have that covered. But tomatoes, eggplants, strawberries, any of the other vegetables, onions, if you do anything, it's just people are kind of, even myself, I can't. Although I grew some good squash. My wife was like, that was a good squash. And when she says something good, it's rare that she says that. So, all right, you guys want to do a white? So the white coffee is a roast level. It's roasted so light that the coffee is still raw. And if you want to learn about the benefits of it, go on my YouTube. I don't want to talk about it here, but it does give you a buzz. It does kind of get you high. That's the benefit I want. But there are a lot of benefits to it because it's got this other alkaloid in it called trigonylene, which is where all the benefits of coffee come from. Um, and it's highly concentrated in the white coffee. Maybe 90% of it is still available. Don't quote me on that number, but a large amount of it. Whereas the dark roast, once you've roasted coffee dark, 99.9%, this is the one. 99.9% of the coffee, it's been roasted away. And so it evaporates. But this is an 8-ounce bag. I can run some 2 ounces too. More expensive because it's the highest grade, the biggest beans that we have, the cleanest beans that we have. I don't have the white in Hawaiian right now, but I may have some more next week. Let me run some medium Hawaiian. I do have some medium Hawaiians. It may be an extra day or two before that comes in. But let me run the medium. Or, if you want the best deal, get the medium Kona. You're paying maybe $4 more, but it is a Kona grade. $4 more per pound or whatever it works out to per 12 ounce. So get this one, honestly. This is the medium Kona, 8 ounce. I'm running it for $20. This is the best deal. You're practically paying the same price unless you're getting a super deal on Hawaiian. But if you're getting the Hawaiian for 26, 25, this one's better. So just get this one. And the reason why this one's better, they're all coming off the same trees, but has less than 1% defects on it. The same age as our medium Hawaiian too. You got it? All right. I can't tell you what it's for, but yes, that's the one. The white coffee is awesome. I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm not allowed to tell you the good things about the coffee. All right, you wanted the Hawaiian. You know what? I do have a medium Katura. Well, let me run your regular. No, I don't have a medium Katura. Let me see if I have a medium Hawaiian. I don't actually have a medium Hawaiian right now. Let me see if I have it over here. Yeah, I actually don't have a medium Hawaiian right now. Yeah, I don't have a medium Hawaiian. I will have some medium Hawaiian tomorrow if you want to come back for that or just pick up this estate. I think this one's the best one. That's actually working for you guys. I'm glad that it's working out. But this medium Kona is actually much better deal, and ounce for ounce, it's almost the same. You might be paying like 20 cents more per ounce. So I'd get that medium Kona if you're looking for a medium Hawaiian, or I have it in 3 pounds. I could run that. The other day I went to Haiko, which is one of the cool coffee shops out here, and they're selling their Hawaiian coffee, which is a lower. I looked at it, it's a lower quality than my Hawaiian coffee, and they're selling that for $115 for 2 pounds. I'm like, damn, I need to up my prices. I'm not going. I'm gonna try to keep my prices low, but they're selling 8 ounces of their Hawaiian for 35. I'm like, damn. All right, so yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the medium Hawaiian today for you guys. I'm sorry about that. If you guys want some extra fancy dark though, in the extra fancy medium, this one's the extra fancy medium. You probably got an MH. It's unlikely I gave you the WH unless I recognized your name, which I might have, Kyle Hall, and then I would have thrown in it. I might have thrown, and it's definitely not a white Hawaiian. Definitely not a white Hawaiian, Kyle Hall. I don't think I definitely did not give out any white Hawaiians. Farm life is good. I'm going back to the farm. I haven't been back to the farm over the weekend. I will take. I will be going back after I drop my daughter off at daycare. That's another thing that I never had daycare when I was a kid. I had preschool. I never had daycare, and my wife is like, it's necessary to have daycare and a nanny. I'm like, what? What world are you from? He's like, everyone needs a nanny. Extra fancy white. Here's a sample. Oh, it's definitely okay for you, Nelson. Probably not a white. Yeah, I think I sent you a dark Couture, Kyle Hall, just because I've seen so many orders from you. I just said, let me give you something nicer. Yeah, it's not normal. And my wife stays at home. I stay at home, and she still needs a nanny. And I'm like, what world are you from? She even needs a nanny for her dog. Like, what world are we living in? Where are you from? Where are your standards? If everyone had your standards, there wouldn't be people to do work? Like, the nannies would need a nanny. Where are they? How would you even raise kids? There aren't enough people in the world. You can't even do your own laundry. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. But yeah, we didn't do daycare until my daughter was two and a half. So I was the daycare, which was awesome because now you really develop a relationship with your kids when they're babies, and I think that's the relationship for the rest of your life. And as a dad, I think probably a lot of dads don't develop a real. It does. She loves it, so she loves daycare. My daughter loves daycare. Every time I'm like, "How was daycare?" She's like, "This was awesome. I love daycare. All my friends are here." But she didn't start till I see some kids in daycare, and if you did daycare, I'm not trying to criticize you because it's hard. Having a kid is hard. If you do daycare, I mean, if you can afford it, having a kid is hard. I'm just saying, like to say it's a requirement for every family. I'm just like, that's not true. Katura, I would say do it the normal way, whatever, however you're used to brewing your coffee. But the medium Katura is really good for espresso. You work for your dad. Yeah, yeah, and I think most kids, like I never hung out with my dad as a baby. Right? I didn't have memories of like, but me and my daughter is just like we hang out all the time, and like she loves me so much, and they're growing. That sucks, but I'm sure you guys. Hopefully, you guys are cool now or not. My dad was a psychiatrist, so I was like his dog. He'd be like, "If you finish this Lego set, I will give you $1." So I just did so many Lego sets. Like, if you finish this book, I'll give you $1. So I just read a million books. Yep. The turmeric grows really well, so well that some people you can if you have a local farmers or a local health food store, if you get good at growing turmeric, they'll buy it from you. So it's actually like a good, really good crop for amateur gardeners. If you have a greenhouse, I've had people as far north as Maine growing the turmeric. Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. And I think a lot of dads, like when I first hung out with my daughter when she was 6 months, I spent the first night just me and her. My wife took a little staycation, and I felt awkward. Like I didn't know what to do with her. You know, it was my first time alone with her, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. This is like hanging out with someone I don't even know. It's like because you're always, I think for most dads, the wife is always there, right? The mom is always there, so it's always like this group hangout. So I was like, the first time I hung out with my daughter, she's 6 months, and I was like, I like don't really know you. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm nervous. So that, that's, you develop that relationship with your kid really early on. And I feel like with my dad, if I hung out with him alone, it was awkward, right? Because he didn't hang out with me alone. Once in a while we did, and it'd be kind of cool, but also awkward. And that's how it was with my little sister. But now she's like one of my best friends. And so I credit my wife for forcing that to happen. Because, like, I could spend all day. My wife can't spend, she can't spend a day with my daughter. Literally, there isn't a single day in the week where she spends the day with our daughter. It's always me or daycare. She spends the night with her, so the daughter's still breastfeeding, which I also think is a good thing, but you guys might have your own thoughts on that. Anyway, that's my daughter. She's my whole existence right now. All right, I do have some Hawaiian Katura. Turmeric, you can dry it and grind it into a powder. North Carolina is a great place to grow it. And yep, when the leaves start turning brown and dying back, that's when they're ready to harvest. I've I've actually had farmers in North Carolina source their seed turmeric from us. So turmeric grows really well as long as you throw a lot of organic matter. It really grows good in Florida. You just need a lot of organic matter. It's a little bit late in the season to do the turmeric, but ideal times to start it in May. But you can move it indoors, put a light on it, and it'll keep on growing. If you start this in April, May, you get like a full pound from just one little finger. Another thing you can do with it is throw it in your fruit shake. Make sure you peel it, and then when you grind it up, rosemary does not do well here. It's a little bit too wet. But yeah, the turmeric does really well in Florida, Texas, where it's wet and humid, a lot of soil. It likes acidic soil, so you kind of have to throw a lot of. Well, it's good with neutral soil too. You just got to throw a lot of. All right, that was the sunrise. You got to throw a lot of organic matter on it. All right, we have some extra fancy medium samples here. You do have to water it. Turmeric needs a lot of water, so. But people in turmeric people in Texas are growing it. Georgia does really well in Georgia. I don't know about Florida. Florida's got that alkaline soil, right? Because it's sitting on limestone. So certain things, I'm not sure exactly how well it'll do in that soil, but I know like Georgia does really well. Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina. Here's some of our medium estate in a 2-ounce sample. I think it's age, right? And what age you, because I see parents sending their kids to daycare at 1, and those kids are just covered like tearful, unhappy, upset. I see that. But like at 2.5, my daughter was ready. She was like, I need friends. Daycare is awesome. I want to go every day. But I see other kids, they don't want to go. I think kids know what they want. But that's just what I think. So there's always pluses and everyone's different, right? But we had some in New York City. Some kids are going to daycare at 6 months. I'm just like, what? Are you serious? At 6 months, you're putting your kids in daycare? But it's expensive. Pit bulls. My wife wants to give our dog, who's 14, daycare. And she wants to get a dog nanny. She wants me to take care of the dog like it's our kid. I'm like, it is not our kid. It's a freaking dog. But then she tells me, she says I'm doggist. She says it's a doggist world, and that the dogs are children, and it's people like me who treat dogs like crap, and I'm bad. And I see that. I can see that. But that's like if everyone was rich, then we could treat our dogs as kids. But we're not rich. So anyway, something in my head said, you just gotta work your ass off and be rich. That's just there's no other way around it. My wife, her standards are like Kona coffee. They're just the standards are extremely high. They're ridiculously high. There aren't standards this high anywhere else in the world. Turmeric ginger tea. That's probably really good for your digestion, right, Karen? And your inflammation. Yeah, ginger for me it was a like miracle. It was a complete miracle. It fixed my canker sores, fixed my digestion, everything. Turmeric. I'm not a big fan of turmeric, honestly. I grow. Oops, $1 star on this. Sorry, guys. I grow a lot of turmeric, and the flowers are amazing. So I'm making a flower tea. Probably we're gonna have that available in August. It's flowering now. Most turmeric doesn't flower, so if you grow it yourself and you keep it in the dirt as a perennial, the second year it'll produce this white flower. It's amazing. The most fragrant white flower. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's sweet. It's amazing. So I'm gonna have some of that pretty soon. I've been growing the turmeric for flowers. I don't really like selling turmeric because it's too much work for me to harvest and wash, and it's actually kind of more work to harvest and wash than it is to doggy daycare. It does help. It does help. So everything my wife says makes sense, but at the same time, like we have limited resources and time, and it's like, but I can't say that because then I seem like I'm a poor person. It's like or an average person, and she just doesn't. Yeah, and it's not that much money, right? Either, but when they all add up, when you add them all together, you're just like, I need to be working more. This used to be feasible when your mom was paying for everything. Nelson, hope you enjoy it and try growing it. It's a rewarding endeavor because turmeric grows really well. You got these big leaves. The leaves are fresh and fragrant. They're good at cleaning your indoors, so they're a great indoor plant. That's amazing, Mindy. So turmeric, great indoor plant there. Let's do some more giveaways. My wife's still sleeping, so man, and I had some nightmares about nuclear war, and then after the war happened, I had to like roast coffee, and I was still trying to fill orders. And I was like, how am I gonna get paid for this? All the banks are down, and how am I gonna deliver this? I gotta haul these 40 pounds of white coffee over through the nuclear fallout into this other person. It's like, oh my God. So I just have dreams about nightmares about filling coffee every day now. It's all I think about. Okay, what are we doing next here? We got some peaberry. We got an 8 ounce peaberry dark here. I'll do that for 35. I'll do that for a little less. The peaberry is the rarest of all our beans. And dogs, my wife is right. Dogs are kind of like people. They really are. But I'm not gonna take care of her. I'm not gonna view her as a person because I'm doggist. And it's like now I have to feel bad about being doggist. Like She's like, it's a doggist world, and you're one of them. You're part of the problem. And I'm like, these are dogs. You're talking about a dog. But to her, it's her daughter. It's her dog tour. And she shows me pictures. Like before we had our daughter, I was spending a lot more time with our dog tour. And she's like, you used to be like this. Now you're one of those dads that abandoned their children. And it's true. I was, I'm estranged from our dog tour because I spent all my time with our real daughter. And when I say real daughter, she's like, you're an asshole. What do you mean real daughter? That is your real daughter. We have two daughters. And I'm like, I want to argue, but then I'm gonna get into a fight. So I can't say anything. But if I agree with her, she's like a cop. You know, everything I say can and will be used against me later. So I'm just like, so I don't want to agree with you. I don't want to disagree because then we're gonna get into a fight. So I'm just in this position, and so I think it's good for me because when I'm so encumbered by these home issues, I can't participate in the larger society. You know, I can't get involved in politics because I'm just too busy fighting about dogism at home, and it's good so that I can't get in trouble. No, I can't get in trouble out there. I'm too busy at home. That's what you need. Every home, just I'm sorry. Words are not my friend. Got to stay silent. All right. So if you guys are just joining me, my name is Ed. I'm coming at you live from Hawaii. I don't know if you can really see that because the glare, but behind me is Mauna Loa, our active volcano. And so all this coffee is grown on the big island of Hawaii, where we have this active volcano. That volcano is constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients through the ashes and the rainwater. So the beans here, when you get these beans, even our lowest grade coffee, which is the Hawaiian, which is the smallest beans, even that coffee grows way larger than coffee from other regions of the world. And a larger bean is going to mean a richer cup of coffee. But the flavor profile of our coffee in particular, out of all the Kona coffees that you can buy, is extremely sweet and smooth with almost no bitterness and no sourness. And the reason for that is because not so much the volcano, it's because of how we pick the coffee. Behind us is Mauna Loa, and then further south is, or further north is Mauna Kea, and then Mauna means mountain. And then down south, Kilauea is the one that you see on TV. You guys love my wife because you're like, yeah, that guy Ed, he is doggist. He is a doggist. He's a doggist man. We need to get it. We need to teach him. So I'm doggist. How many of you guys out there are doggist? So the Hawaiian coffee and all of our coffees is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion, and that's because of how the coffee is picked, not so much because of the climate. Our coffee is picked overripe. We only pick the coffee when it's soft and ready to fall off the trees, and as a result of that, it's like letting a banana turn brown and an apple turn brown. It is all whole bean coffee, and it's picked overripe. So it's all whole bean coffee. We don't do the ground coffee because this is specialty single origin coffee. So it's considered like a higher grade of coffee. And with those coffees, once you grind them, they lose some of that specialty flavor. It's true. It's true, Mindy. I'm learning. I used to be free. When she was my girlfriend, I used to be able to say whatever I wanted, and she thought it was funny. Like you guys. You think I'm funny. But now she's my ex girlfriend. So everything I say triggers her. This is my only outlet. All right. She used to think I was funny, but she doesn't think I'm funny anymore. She still thinks I'm funny, but she doesn't. But it's risky. She says, "At least you're funny," but it's still risky. So I don't. I try not to make jokes either. I do. I do give her flowers, but a lot of times she has to prompt me, so she gets mad when I get her flowers. It's really confusing. Sometimes I get her the wrong flower and she gets mad. So I have to also be very careful about the kind of flowers. It's a lot. Lot of rules. There's a lot of rules, and I'm still learning, but I'm getting better. In the last 3 years, I went from worst husband to best husband, she says. Dad of the year, she says. So at least she gives me credit. Anyway. And she has legitimate reasons to be mad at me. I mean, I'm, I was too free. All right, guys. What are we doing here? So the Hawaiian coffee is the least dense of our beans. All this coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion because we pick the coffee overripe. We wait for the coffee to become soft and ready to fall off the trees before picking it. And as a result of that, the the sugars in our coffee and all of our coffees are just extremely well developed. The bitterness is gone, just like in a banana. You don't have any bitter aftertaste in a banana. Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is. Urban. All right. So coffee will not give you this coffee will not give you acid reflux or indigestion. I know it's hard to believe. It sounds like I'm talking up. I've sampled this coffee out to thousands. I do that. And the white coffee is helping a lot. I will tell you that. A lot of it, she had like, I think she had some pre-diabetes and she's in a lot of pain since her pregnancy. I gave her this white coffee, and all of a sudden she's swimming, she's walking, she's going to movies with me. So definitely something about that white coffee. And the other coffees do help, but the white coffee was like game changer. But it's hard to get her to drink it because she likes her Starbucks. So it has to be made perfectly. She's high quality. It's a lot. All right, we got some white coffee here. This is our. I'm grateful for my daughter, and so I will do whatever it takes. Put a shot. I have done that. I have done that. I'll put a shot in her. I've resorted to roofing her with the white coffee. I'll put it in her little bottle of pre of cold brew. I'll put shots and I'll tell her though. I'll be like, "How'd you like that? I put some white coffee in there." I've resorted. That's why I know. There's a lot of people out there who are just gonna put drugs into your coffee because I do it. So I know there's a lot of other people out there. You always accuse people of what you do yourself. I'm just helping. But see, it's an easy mentality. Everyone just wants to help. Everyone just wants to help. And sometimes what you think is helping is illegal. Not all the time, but sometimes. So it's human to want to just slip something into someone else's drink. It's in our nature. It's part of our nature. That's what they all say. It's just meth, right? It's just a little bit. It's just a dab. I'm sorry. No, white coffee is just coffee. It is. But it's coffee roasted so light that maybe it should be illegal. You had the dark. Is it the coffee that's addictive or is it my jokes? I don't know. I'm a little bit, loopy. And so when you tell me you like the coffee, I actually think you like me. When you tell me the coffee is so smooth and sweet, I'm like, "Ah, I like you. I love you guys too." So when people come to my farm, like, oh, this is the best coffee I ever had. It's so sweet and smooth. I'm like, oh, am I really that sweet and smooth? It's hard. It's hard to be crazy. You always think people are talking about you. Oh, there you are. All right. So let me know. I do. I got to go check you out. Let me know if you guys have any requests. But 2 kilo electric roaster sounds like a worthwhile thing. But if you're just roasting for yourself, I'd get a half-pound roaster because 2 kilos is a lot of coffee to drink, right? And you want to keep your coffee around a week old. That's like ideal. So I would get yourself a half-pound or a 1 pound roaster and just roast up a pound, every week. And you're gonna get more control, fresher coffee. You can try green beans from all over the world. Those 2 pound, those 4 pounds of coffee is actually a lot. So you got to share it with your friends, and you're gonna coffees tend to get too old. But the half-pound roasters, those are awesome. So, and please give my next show a follow, bookmark. Um, yeah, I think you guys have any last requests? Maybe I'll run some auctions. I didn't get to run too many auctions. So how about some auctions of the estate Kona? I'll run a few of those. I'll run another one of those. Hopefully it doesn't go for $8. Here's another 8-ounce dark. All right, good luck, Mac. Go sell some of the stuff. Here's another 8-ounce bag of our estate Kona. I hope it doesn't go for $8. This is usually $65 a pound. So, and the dark Kona is the densest of our beans. It combines the top 4 grades of our coffee. It combines prime, number one, fancy, and extra fancy, and it has less than 1% defects. It was inspected by the state to meet all those standards. So you can't ask the state to come in and randomly inspect your coffee, and they'll count the number of defects in a random sample. And so this one was state inspected. It's a dark roast, just tastes like a toasted caramel, and guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. All right, I think we're getting definitely getting low bids today, so that's okay. How about I'll run a bag or two of this Katura? Let's do one bag of the light Katura in the Hawaiian grade. Here's one bag of the light Katura. Let's see how this one does. This one is rare. This is the only time I've had the Katura in the Hawaiian grade, and this will be the only time. I've got 40 pounds of each of these, and these are full 12-ounce bags. You'll get that full savoriness of the Katura coffee. So it is a much different flavor profile than your standard Hawaiian or your standard Kona. It's savory. It's almost like a plum, kind of like a plum wine. Uh, just a much more complex flavor than your standard Kona. It is savory. It's got like a fermented honey finish to it, and it's got, instead of just raisins, it's got like this plum wine. So it is very unique. Katura is a sub variety of Arabica that is hard to find, and you guys are paying 15. All right, no more auctions, guys. I think we're just gonna have to go on a raid. So follow my next show. I'll be on for a little bit longer. And thank you guys for listening to me rant about my wife. I get this out, and then I have a much better day with her, because then I don't feel the need to. It's all right. It's all right. You guys, you guys are. You guys. I'm paying you guys to just. You're my therapist, so you guys are getting paid. You guys are getting paid to listen to me. All right. Who do we send you off to? Let's give you back to sea salt lobster.